Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
What is up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another edition of the Know Before You Go Travel Show, and we've got a show for you today.
We are talking about one of our favorite places.
Yeah, but before we get to that, it's episode number 99.
Yep.
It's a special number.
Yes.
Because 100's coming up, and we got something very special planned for 100. Well, we're going to try to pull it off. I don't want to talk too much about it, but we're going to try to pull it off.
Oh, I thought you...
Did I mention it before?
Yesterday you were so adamant, like we are doing this.
We are doing this, but we've never done it before, so it's going to be something completely new to kind of almost revamp the podcast a little bit.
Okay.
So really excited. So tune in closely for episode number 100. We have a lot of cool stuff in the works for that. It's a special, we've been doing this for over 2.5 years now, and it's amazing where we started, and now here we are at episode 99, about to be episode 100. I think we've done, if you listen to all of our podcasts straight, it's literally 2 to 3 days worth of just us rambling.
Yeah. Well, more like you rambling, but...
Hey.
Yeah. Because you know it's true.
Maybe we should go back and count how many times I've been given the hurry up signal.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
But anyway, we got a great show today. It's Halloween, too. Halloween's coming up.
It is. I was going to say, it's not Halloween today.
It feels like everywhere.
Halloween is 1 week from today.
And you can tell. All the decorations are out. Candy's being bought off the shelves. And it's going to be weird with COVID, how this is going to be handled.
Yeah.
I thought about maybe just having, I think recommendations were individually bagged candy.
Yeah, or some people have,
a
PCP pipe, and they're shooting it down.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen that?
Wait. A piece... Oh, so kids walk up.
Yeah, and then that way you stay socially distant and you shoot the candy down
the pipe?
Yeah.
That's ingenuity right there.
We need to figure out what we're doing, but...
I like the pipe idea. We got to go to Lowe's now.
All right, I guess we're going to Lowe's today.
And buy some piping. That is so weird.
Yeah.
Kids are going to be like, what?
Yes.
If I was a kid, I'd be like, what? They'd walk to the end of the pipe. They show up to the porch.
Well, I think kids are used to all the weirdness of 2020 anyway. So,
and you're wearing a mask up there, so your costume has a mask, a mask over your mask.
Yeah.
And then you have, hey, get to the end of the pipe. I'm going to pipe you this candy.
Pretty cool.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
I'm just ready to get out of this mess at this point. This is crazy.
So, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Montego Bay, blah, 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 Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Yes.
And all the great things to do there. So we're going to kind of talk about what Montego Bay is, what type of traveler would mostly enjoy Montego Bay, what the activities are, the resorts a little bit. So we're going to kind of cover that whole area. It's a very popular part of Jamaica. There's an airport there.
I was going to say it is a popular part of Jamaica too, because, if you're going for just a long weekend, then I would recommend staying in the Montego Bay area, because then you're close to the airport. You don't have a long ride, to take up some of your vacation. And I got the idea for this podcast because I was talking to one of my clients this week, and they had stayed in Jamaica or in Montego Bay, and she was like, well, it just felt like there wasn't a whole lot of things to do right around the area. It seemed like everything was in Ocho Rios, which there are a lot of things to do in Ocho Rios as well. So gave me the idea, well, we need to talk about what can you do in the Montego Bay area that is right around there, less than an hour drive.
Yeah, and it's perfect because, and again, I like these quick, if you listen to our past podcasts, I like these quick little opportunities where you can do a 3 to 4 nighter, and Montego Bay presents that because the airport is right there. All the hotels and resorts are within a really, really short commute from the airport to them. But speaking of clients, we got some shout outs here I got to give before we jump into it.
Yep.
So thank you guys who have reached out to us for a trip. So we had Heather from Portland reach out. She's actually booking Unico.
Yes.
She listened to our Unico episode. Unico's been a very popular destination or resort lately. And then Tyler from Charlotte, he's looking to book another sandals vacation. He reached out to us, another listener of the podcast. So thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tyler. Love Portland, love Charlotte. Coast to coast love there for Know Before You Go Travel Show.
There we go.
And Penyak Travel.
Yeah.
So anyways, without further ado, what do you want to cover first in Montego Bay as we take everyone through a vacation for your earbuds here in Montego Bay?
Well, I think one of the coolest things that you can do, and it's kind of a quick experience, it's only depending on where you're staying in Montego Bay, it's roughly about 30 to 40 minutes drive, and it's the Luminous Lagoon experience. And you go at night, and it's where you get in this lagoon, and it's also called like glistening waters, and there's these microscopic organisms that once you move and you walk in there, then it lights up blue.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of this. We haven't done it, but I've seen videos of that. And that's not that far from Montego Bay.
Yeah, like I said, roughly 30 to 40 minutes, depending on where you go or where you're staying. And, if you're traveling as a family, I think this would be really cool to do with the kids. And the age requirement is just 3 years old. So
that's perfect.
It's a great activity that you can do something different, especially with kids.
Yeah, and it sounds like you could probably pull that off without a large crowd, too.
Right.
Because right now with COVID, people are thinking that way. So that would be one thing. Why haven't we done that? Why don't you take me on that?
I don't know.
I'm older than 3.
Next time
we meet the age requirement.
Next time we're in Montego Bay, we will definitely do that.
Yeah, we'll definitely check that out. I like Montego Bay area as a whole because you're really close to the a lot of the restaurants there.
What are you talking about?
There's the downtown Montego Bay.
Oh, that's
area.
called the Hip Strip.
The Hip Strip, yeah. Like I love being close to that. We spent some time there.
Well, there's not like lots of restaurants, but
but you can go off property.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't say a lot, but the Hip Strip's kind of a neat little thing to do off property.
Yeah, it's hip. You can walk there. There's lots of vendors and where you can buy little trinkets, and there's some restaurants and bars. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a neat area.
Yeah. So another great activity, bamboo river rafting on the Martha Brae River, and I forgot to say, the Luminous Lagoon experience, it's $60 a person, roughly. So
okay,
yeah,
through the resort, right?
Yes, yeah. This is through a vacation company called Island Routes, and then
gotcha. Yeah.
So the next, bamboo river rafting on the Martha Brae River is very, very popular. You get on like this 30-foot bamboo raft, and then you have a captain, and you just float down the river.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we haven't done this one either, but I've seen it on like Real Housewives and lots of people do this and they really enjoy it. It's just like a relaxing experience.
I was going to say, it sounds pretty chill. And see, the thing like Montego Bay, when you stay at like Royal Caribbean, you get a lot of chill vibes.
Oh, you're talking about Sandals Royal Caribbean?
Royal Caribbean.
I was going to say, you keep going back to Sandals.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to stay in the area, that's some of our favorite properties in Montego Bay. We've stayed at the Secrets and the Sandals, all 4 of them, really. And yeah, that sounds like if you're like a chill couple and you're just going to chill, Royal Caribbean paired with an excursion like that, that's a chill day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a license to chill.
And neat little fact: the Martha Brae River is located in the parish of Trelawney, which is the birthplace of Usain Bolt.
Really?
Bolt. Yep.
Dude, he is legend over there.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. He's on billboards. He's on everything over there, and he reps the country so well.
Every time we talk about Jamaica, it just makes me want to go back to Jamaica so bad.
Literally our favorite country.
Yeah.
Other than the United States. I love the United States, but like Jamaica is...
George won't go right now, though.
You can't be... Oh, yeah. Well...
Because he doesn't want to have to take a COVID test right now.
Again, I already did it once. I don't have to do it again. Now, if I can just do the nasal swab, like the little swab that goes inside the nostril barely, which a lot of people are doing now, I would do it. But if it has to be the piping up to the brain, I'd rather just go to Mexico right now until they can get better results from the swab.
Yeah. Well,
there's a significant difference in just the nasal swab, because I know people that have done the nasal swab and they're like, oh, it's nothing. It's just you wipe your nose and that's it. And then the other one goes all the way to the brain. What I don't understand, and this is why we're travel agents and not doctors, is how can COVID be so contagious, but yet to know if I have it, you have to touch my brain? Like, shouldn't you be
You don't actually touch the brain, but it feels like it because it goes so far up there.
We got to stand 6 feet apart, but yet you got to go all the way up my nasal cavity maybe it's probably for accuracy, and again, I'm not a medical person, but...
Moving on.
There's something to that. I just don't get it.
Yeah. So the Bamboo River rafting is going to run you about $85 a person. And that would also be another great excursion to do with the family. Minimum age of 6 years old.
And you can probably do that in like a half day. You're not going to eat up too much of your time.
No,
it's not like an all-day thing.
Yeah, all of these excursions are, the drive to get to these is within an hour.
And see, that's perfect because it's good to get off the resort at almost, if you can, almost anywhere you go. If there are excursions either through a reputable company or through the resort, I think it's good to go experience some stuff off the property. And it kind of adds more memories to your vacation. We've done both. We've had vacations where we've stayed on the resort the whole time, and those are great. But it's also just adds like just different and new memories, and to get off the island, or not the island, but get off the resort a little bit.
Well, yeah, and one thing I will say, because I hear this often, is, oh, well, I heard it's not safe to leave your resort in Jamaica. I think that is an inaccurate statement. I mean, of course, I wouldn't advise just going out on your own, especially at night. But, if you're going with a reputable tour company that, and you're going to these, specific locations and areas where there's things to do, it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid. Jamaica is fine.
There's places in every major city in America you don't want to go outside at night. Those exist everywhere. I wouldn't say Jamaica's any different than, a risk you have anywhere in America if you were to go out at night. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like and I think the comfort level is, it's a different country, right? Yeah. People are like, it's a different country, and I just don't know. I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with, these big cities in America, but not Jamaica. But it's essentially, no more risky than doing something, and I'm not going to name any cities. That's going to sound bad, but any big city in America.
Oh, right. I mean, I every time I've been, I've felt very comfortable. Every time I've left the resort, and I've traveled there, I mean, like at least 10 times, and I've traveled there by myself. So
yeah, it's kind of like going on a cruise where it's like recommended you go through the cruise company when you book an excursion. And I guess I could say the same thing for all inclusives, but there are companies out there, and you book them all the time, that we've vetted and screened them, and you can use the companies that we recommend, or you can use the companies to the all-inclusive resort. It's really up to you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And all resorts are going to have, like a concierge or your vacation planner that can help you, or a tour company on resort that can help you plan things too.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to do something a little bit different and change it up and look at something that is historical, there is the Rose Hall Great House Day Experience. There's no age requirement, so if you're traveling, even with an infant, this would be something different and cool that you can do. But it is a house that was home of the legendary Annie Palmer, who is known as the White Witch of Rose Hall. And supposedly she still haunts the grounds today.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, so
is she a white woman? Is that why she's the White Witch?
Yes, she was actually born in Haiti, but yes, she is a white woman. Well, because
the White Witch?
Yes, because she's apparently a terrible person.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but it says that she was the owner of 2,000 slaves and a vast sugarcane plantation in the 18th century. Yes, so she died of yellow fever. Or her parents died of yellow fever, and she was raised by a woman who taught her witchcraft and voodoo. She then moved to Jamaica, married John Palmer, who was the owner of Rose Hall, and she practiced dark magic and like witchcraft and stuff. And so she was apparently like this terrible person, and she ended up murdering her husband.
And why would someone do this on their vacation? Why would you go visit this?
Because it's a historical spot in Jamaica, and apparently it's beautiful. So
if you're really big into history, that's probably something cool to do.
Yeah, just something different.
Take a hard pass on that.
Yeah, but it says that she, of course, who knows if all of this is true, because some of it they say might not be true, but she is buried on the grounds there and supposedly haunts the area. So, and like I said, anyone, any age can do this, and it's roughly $55 a person.
Yeah, that's probably I'm going to say, before we even get through the rest of this, that's my least favorite excursion to do in Montego Bay.
Well, it's just something cool, something different. If you're into history and you want to go check out, something historical in Jamaica instead of something on the adventurous side, it's great. I
agree. Like, there is something to that, because there's probably is a lot of more information if you show up there, and I'm sure they have a lot of information on it. But, if she's buried there, listen, I'm not a big believer in ghosts. You know that?
I am.
You're a big ghost believer. I am not a ghost believer.
Yeah.
I think it's more in people's head if she's still haunting the place, but just my opinion.
Well, we have experienced ghost. George he likes to deny it, that it was ghost, but...
I'm in complete denial of that.
Yeah.
These things that happen. We were in some hotel in upstate New York.
It's a very haunted hotel.
Yeah, in upstate New York a long time ago. It's supposedly a haunted hotel. It's called the Roycroft Inn, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
In East Aurora?
Yeah.
New York? Anyways, we were there, and... it is an old house that's converted, a big house that's converted into like this hotel. And the story is that it's haunted by the people that originally lived there, now that it's a hotel, and there's a lot of old stuff all over the place, and apparently doors shut when they're open on their own, and all these things happen. And
a door did open and shut on us, and there was nobody there. George likes to deny it.
Yeah, but we were all drinking, and we don't... someone probably just walked in and out. We didn't see
No
them.
one did. No one was there. See, he likes to deny
this.
this.
At the door?
Yes.
No, you weren't, because I remember.
We were in the area.
We heard the door, and we turned our head, and then probably
there was nobody there.
Someone could have opened the door and shut the door, and we didn't hear the person walking, and we heard the door click.
We also had creepy things happen with the radio in the room, and we even unplugged it, and the creepy things continued to happen.
Okay, I'm going to debunk this radio thing. Yes, you're right. The radio kept going off. It was like an alarm clock radio.
Yeah.
The side of our bed. And you don't see these very often in hotels anymore. But when you unplug them, a lot of them have a backup battery, so the alarm will still go off in case the power goes out, so you can wake up in the morning.
Why at the same time every night did this thing continue to go off with static? Nothing but static.
Because it's battery powered. We unplugged it and there's a battery, and we neither of us thought of that at that time.
See, he's in denial. So
denial.
Yeah. There were ghosts in there.
I think I just debunked the radio going off without it being plugged in.
No, there were ghosts in there.
Debunked. So. I'm Mythbusters. That one is debunked.
Okay, so something else cool that you can do,
Let's get back on track.
this is a great attraction to do with the family as well. If you're traveling with kids. So there's a Jamaica swamp safari tour, and you only have to be 3 years old. It's approximately $73 a person, and you can go through the rainforest in Jamaica, and then it's kind of like a, what do you call it, like an animal park where they have crocodiles, all the rare birds that are there, snakes, foxes, raccoons, monkeys, everything that's like native to Jamaica. You can go and see that here, and who doesn't love seeing cool different animals like that? So that's another great thing that you can do with the family.
I think that's great for families because it's almost like a zoo. When you look at the pictures of it, it feels like it's a zoo, but I think it's going to be a little more of like the safari feel,
right?
Where it's not like you don't have all these paved areas. It's kind of like you're walking through almost like a little jungle, but it looks pretty cool. It looks like they do pick up some of the alligators. That is something, honestly, that's something I would do.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like that. I would leave the resort and go check it out. And again, something different for the family, especially if you're traveling with a group, is something that gets you off the resort a little bit and checking out some of the greater part of Montego Bay.
Yeah, and another idea, and we have done this. Who doesn't love a good catamaran cruise? And I always like when you're in these islands doing some sort of boat excursion, because then you can see the island from the water, and it's really pretty.
It gives you a different perspective.
Oh yeah, so they do have like family cruise options available. So you can take the kids, and it's not just like a booze cruise. Or if you want to go and to an all adult one, then they also have those as well, and then those are always fun. You can go, like a lot of them do snorkeling trips, and then on the way back it turns into a booze cruise. Yeah,
and they play fun music, and they'll play like drinking games, like we did a flip cup on one before. They'll do dancing, the
chugging competition,
the limbo.
Yeah.
I've participated in all of those. You finished second place in the chugging competition. I think
actually it was first.
You won. I was second place.
Yes,
I couldn't beat the one dude. The one dude was like 6'5", 300 pounds. I can't beat him.
And I think he was Irish.
I mean, and the cup of beer he gives like almost like a little shot glass. It went down. I was like, I can't beat that.
Yeah,
but I'll take second place. But you're right. That is fun, and I think to have the option to do a family-friendly one and then also an adult-only one's really cool. Now, those excursions can run a little bit longer.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're doing, a lot of them are a combo excursion, especially if you're doing the adult one of snorkeling and then like a sunset cruise back to the resort. But they're a lot of fun, and I do agree 100% that that's an easy way to get off the resort, a convenient way to get off the resort where you don't have to have a transfer.
Right.
A lot of them will pick you up very close to where the resort is.
Yes.
And then who doesn't like a little all-you-can-drink booze cruise around the island? I mean, come on.
Well, and again, it's great to see the islands from the water just because it's really pretty. Like St. Lucia, very mountainous. Jamaica, very mountainous. So it's definitely a great option. If you do the family one, you can take kids as young as 2. So.
Yeah, and they don't go far off the coast at all.
Oh, no.
You're staying, you can actually see, I remember we did the one in St. Lucia. You're probably no more than 100 yards off the coast, if that. And so they stay really close. And what's really cool is you can see little villages that have been there for years that are just built on the coast.
Right.
And they're like, oh, look at this fishing village and that village. And you get an interesting perspective. It almost gives you more of a local feel. Like you kind of see what it's like to be a local there without having to go on the roads and the streets. You can do it from afar.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, another great idea. So if you've been to Jamaica before, everyone has heard of Dunn's River Falls. So it's a big national park there where you can go and climb the waterfalls. Well, if you're in Montego Bay, that's about an hour and 45 minutes away in order to get to that. So you can go in approximately an hour to Mayfield Falls. And it's like further in the countryside. And so there's a 4x4 Jeep adventure that you can do to Mayfield Falls. Age requirement 6 years and up. And yeah, you can go experience the waterfalls there.
Those are fun, and I like the vehicle tours. If it's a vehicle guided tour, we had a blast in Aruba. We did something similar. We did the 4-wheeling tour,
yes,
the ATV tour, and it was so cool. And what I recommend is if you're going to do something like that, if you can afford it or if you have one, bring like a GoPro or something and just have that kind of filming as you go. And it really, we have those great memories captured from the ATV because I put the GoPro on my head.
Yeah. That was cool.
It was so cool. I haven't chopped and edited that yet, but we do have the content. It was saved. And like having the GoPro on your head while you're driving an ATV through these exotic areas, it was really cool.
Yeah, and I know they do have ATV tours in Jamaica and in Montego Bay. I don't have that listed, but they do offer that as well there.
And GoPros are so affordable right now. Like you can get some of the older versions that work just fine, and they're like I think you can buy like a used one for maybe $100, maybe less.
Yeah.
And then there's also if you want to take a camera with you to capture some of these moments and excursions, GoPro's not the only brand out there. There's a lot of discounted brands that accomplish the same thing. They're durable. And, you can go to Amazon.com right now, and I guarantee they have them for well less than $100, but you can strap them to your head, and they capture all the moments that you want.
Yeah. Now, another great idea, because I get asked about this a lot, too, is especially for first-timers, like down to the Caribbean and Mexico, they want to swim with dolphins.
Yes.
And there's not a dolphin place right in Montego Bay, but there is in Lucia, and that's about an hour and 15 minutes or so or maybe just an hour from Montego Bay. And then they do also have one in Ocho Rios. And so the one in Lucia, you can also have a stingray experience there too. So that's kind of cool. But if you're interested in that, that's definitely an option as well. Just one thing I want to note is when you do go to these dolphin places, there are different levels of experiences. So if you're doing an encounter, then you're not actually getting in like the water and swimming with them. So make sure if you do actually want to swim with them, then you pick the swimming excursion. Sometimes they can be confusing. So
yeah, big time no before you go travel tip.
And it's a big price difference.
There's a huge price difference, and you can pick one and be very disappointed, or your kid could be disappointed. Again, that's a very family-friendly thing to do. Honestly, adults should go do that too. That was so much fun when we did it.
Yeah.
Very memorable. There's touching a wild animal like that's crazy.
Even they're not really wild, but
not the ones they have like in captivity, but essentially that's an experience. It's hard to get.
Yeah, and so this you can do it with kids as young as 4 years old.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, and then one of the last ones I want to talk about is if you've been to Jamaica, then you've definitely heard of Appleton rum, which is great. I love Appleton rum. It's my favorite. One of my favorite rums.
I know a little bit about Appleton rum too.
Yes. So the Appleton estate is pretty far from Montego Bay. It's about an hour and a half away. But if you do want to go and take in some sort of rum tour, there is Hamden Estate Rum, and it's only about 35 minutes from Montego Bay. It's in the Falmouth area. You have to be, obviously, it's adults.
Yeah, 21.
Actually, no, Jamaica,
that's
you
right,
can.
18. What am I
yep,
talking
you
about?
can drink when you're 18, so you only have to be 18 years old. But if you do want to go check out and do a rum tour and view the rum estate and then do a tasting, you don't have to go all the way to Appleton. You can taste the Hamden Estate rum, and that's about $100 a person.
Yeah, and some of the distilleries are very beautiful.
Yeah.
The most recent one we did was the one in Martinique. And that was cool because they were harvesting some of the cane sugar right there, and then using that for the rum. So it's really cool. I mean, and then you get to sample some of the light rum, the dark rums, and it's a really fun experience. Obviously for 18 and up, and we usually buy a little bit to take back with us.
Yes, we do. And I would suggest just making sure you go after you've eaten like some sort of big meal. Have some food on your stomach before you go do the rum tour.
Yeah, a lot of the distilleries do not offer much for food.
Oh yeah,
and they might have like some snacks. The last one we did had like a vending machine, I think, with like,
with like cookies
and your typical like vending machine food like donuts. Doesn't go well with rum, but certainly have some food on your stomach.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the other activities, that a lot of husbands like to partake in, and I guess also there are plenty of women that play golf as well. I don't play. I just go and sit in the cart.
You're my caddy.
Yes. So there is a golf course at White Witch, and that's what it's called. Is the White Witch Golf Course, and that is in Jamaica. I think the green fees and cost to play is going to run you roughly $150 to $200 depending on time of day and season. But that is available. There is golf in the Montego Bay area. So
okay, that's pretty cool. That's good to know.
Yes.
Montego Bay is probably not a spot that you would think of that to have golf availability in.
Yeah, it's in Rose Hall, so it's about 30-ish minutes away. But if you're staying, just to talk about some of the different resorts, if you're staying at the Hilton Rose Hall, that's right there near the golf course, and then and that's a great family resort that's definitely budget friendly. Another good option would be the Royalton Blue Waters or any of the Iberostar resorts. They're also great. They have the Iberostar Rose Hall Beach and the suites. Those are great for families. And then there's also the Iberostar Grand Rose Hall. And then, of course, there's the Sandals Montego Bay, Sandals Royal Caribbean. There's 2 Secrets resorts there. And then if you're looking for a party resort, Breathless is a great option as well. And if you stay at Breathless, you have access to the Secrets Resort, so that's a nice perk.
Yep.
And then if you're looking for something a little more lively and upbeat that is a little more budget-friendly, then take a look at the Ryu Reggae.
Yeah, absolutely. So like the Breathless and Secrets property, the way that's positioned on it's almost like on like a peninsula.
Yes.
They get fabulous sunsets.
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous sunsets. And then obviously everyone knows how we feel about Sandals. We do love the Sandals property from a service and quality aspect. But Secrets almost feels like more of a traditional resort, the Secrets in Montego Bay, because all the restaurants are almost like centralized.
Yeah.
And so like everyone goes to the same place to eat, and they have a bunch of different restaurants, but they're all in kind of like one area.
Yeah.
And then the Sandals properties, some are in the same area, but they have some that are spread out. So it kind of feels like you're more in like a village.
Oh, yeah.
Which I personally like, and that's kind of nitpicky, to be honest. The food, though, at Secrets was fabulous.
Oh, yeah, it's excellent.
That stuck out to me. The breakfast buffet was amazing. Lunch and dinner was amazing. I just don't like... I'm still kind of like iffy on the tipping thing.
Yeah, I agree.
At times I like having the ability to tip, and then at times I like having it included. So I don't know.
Yeah, well,
it's a different debate for a different show.
Yes, we're going to be tipping at our upcoming stay in Cancun in a few weeks.
Where are we going?
Yeah, we're going to spend, I just had to make some changes to it, but we are going to spend 3 nights at LeBlanc in Cancun, which is right in the hotel zone. And then we're going to go down south and spend 3 nights at the Secrets Acamal.
That's going to be fun.
Very, very looking forward to it.
Yeah, LeBlanc is hyped up.
It is, yeah. So I'm excited. That's part of Palace Resorts, and I've always heard great things about them, but we've never stayed. So I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I am pretty pumped up. Now, you visited the one in Cabo.
Yes.
Recently.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah, you've been to the one in Cabo. I haven't. I stayed home and ran the show here.
Yeah, now that it's been like 2 months since we've traveled, I'm like itching.
Well, we gotta
go.
We do this so we know what we're talking about. You know what I mean? It's important to do that and make the investment, and especially in these times, like people want to know what it's like to travel, and people want to work with a travel agent that has been there, done that, and at least can comment on these things firsthand. And so it's why it's really important to us and our entire team that we get out and travel as much as we can.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll have videos of everything. We'll have a great... recently I just released the video from Antigua. So you can check that out on our Instagram and YouTube and Facebook if you want a little glimpse of what it's like to travel. And we also have the one from Mexico we recently did at Unico. And so we're going to get a couple more here. But again, it's important to do this. And I think especially in these kind of ever-changing times, you need to go experience this to be able to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
It helps, at least. It helps. You don't have to, but it greatly helps.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Now, trip of the week.
Trip of the week.
Yeah, speaking of traveling, so I have a couple that is celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary, and they are in one of our other favorite places, the beautiful island of St. Lucia, staying at the world-renowned Jade Mountain Resort.
They're there right now. It's October 24th, and they sent us a video
of the room, which we're going to post.
The view from their room and pretty much a glimpse of their entire room. We're going to share this thing. It is stunning.
Oh, it's incredible.
It is stunning.
It's so you only
air.
it's a very different experience, but it's open air. There's 3 walls in your room. The majority of the rooms have pools in the room.
Yep, so you have your private pool there.
Facing the Piton Mountains.
You are on a cliffside almost.
Yes.
And you face the Piton Mountains, and these views, it's stunning. And this is right from our clients. We cannot wait to share this. It is Saturday. We're going to get it on our Instagram and Facebook today.
Yes.
Because when she sent us that video, and I'm really glad she kind of panned around to the room, too, to really see what it's like. So, and that's on our list to stay at very soon.
Yes. I cannot wait to get back to St. Lucia.
So that's a good trip of the week. Are you ready for question of the day?
Yeah. What's question of the day?
Question of the day. Question of the day.
Okay.
I need a beat. I need like a jingle to...
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay, anyways. I don't think we've done this one before. This was kind of a fun one. Celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush.
If you've ever had a celebrity crush, when was it and who was it? I mean, when you get older, you don't have crushes, but I guess it's like when you're a teenager or older.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Like when I was a teenager, I loved Brian from the Backstreet Boys.
Brian from the Backstreet Boys. I can see the band in my head, but I have no idea which one Brian is.
Yeah. So I really, really liked him, and I liked JC from NSYNC.
Backstreet's back, all right.
And then I guess, like, as I've gotten older, I mean, Brad Pitt's looking a little rough nowadays, but like Brad Pitt in Oceans.
Ocean's Brad Pitt, okay.
Ocean's Brad Pitt, I really like.
What about George Clooney? What you think of him?
Yeah, for an older man, yeah.
Hey, he's George, too. You gotta love the name George.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you know what mine is. You could probably answer mine.
Jennifer Aniston.
100% for sure.
Which that's interesting because Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston used to be married. So.
For sure, 100%. Well, Brad Pitt has great taste then.
Yes.
The Angelina Jolie thing, that was a little wild. Like, I didn't think that experiment would last long, and it didn't. But yeah, they're like two American sweethearts that just should be together.
Sweethearts.
Well, Jennifer Aniston is America's sweetheart.
Okay.
Friends, all the movies she's been in, and she ages like a fine bottle of wine. I don't get it.
Okay.
So if you ever divorce me, Jennifer, I will be calling.
Okay.
Is she single right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't ever leave me, though. I don't want you to leave me.
All right, moving on. I think it's time. I think it's time to end the show.
Okay.
If you want any more information about anything that you've heard today, please feel free to reach out, penyaktravel.com, and you can click request a quote. It comes directly to me, or you can send me an email, janet@penyaktravel.com. Feel free to slide into our DMs or
Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Yep, or give us a call, 1-800-674-3278.
And tune in for episode number 100 because we're going to do something a little different. It's going to be a little special, and we very excited about it. It's a lot to pull off. but I think we're going to we're not revamping. I shouldn't have used the word earlier, revamping the podcast. We're not revamping the podcast, but we are definitely going to spice it up a little bit.
Going to do something a little different.
We're getting crazy.
All right. We'll catch you guys next time.
See you guys.